Hana sat in the back row of the enormous council chamber, watching alien delegates argue about trade routes. The massive circular room could hold thousands, but today only a few hundred species had bothered to attend. Most considered these monthly meetings boring. She checked her small tablet. 3 hours into the session, and Earth had not been mentioned once. This was normal. In the 3 years since becoming Earth's ambassador, Hana had spoken maybe 10 times total. The council treated humans like children who were allowed to watch but not participate. The chamber buzzed with different voices and languages. Tall, blue-skinned Draknari warriors stood near fierce-looking creatures covered in scales. Floating, energy beings drifted above the floor, speaking in musical tones. Everyone seemed more important than the small human woman in the cheap Earth-made clothes. "Next item," announced the council speaker, a robot-like being with 6 arms. "The keeper wishes to address the assembly." The massive chamber fell quiet. Even Hana looked up from her tablet. The keeper was legendary. Nobody knew exactly how old he was, but stories said he had been alive when the first civilizations learned to travel between stars. He rarely spoke at council meetings. A section of the chamber's floor began to glow. White light swirled upward, forming a tall, thin figure that seemed made of starlight itself. The keeper had no solid body, just energy shaped like a person. When he moved, tiny stars seemed to dance around him. "Fellow beings," the keeper's voice echoed through the chamber without using any speaker system. "I bring news of great importance. We have discovered a Forerunner archive." Excited whispers filled the room. The Forerunners were an ancient race that had disappeared millions of years ago. They had built amazing technology that current civilizations still could not understand. Finding their records was like discovering treasure. "This archive contains the true names of worlds," the keeper continued. "Not the names we have given them, but the names the Forerunners used. Names that carry deep meaning and power." Hana leaned forward slightly. This was interesting, but she did not expect it to affect Earth. The Forerunners had vanished long before humans existed. "I will now share these true names," the keeper said. "Let the record show the real nature of our worlds." The keeper raised one glowing hand. Images appeared in the air above the chamber floor. The first showed a red, angry-looking planet covered in volcanoes. "The world you call Draknar Prime," the keeper announced. The Forerunners named it Bloodforge. The Draknari warriors nodded, approvingly. The name fit their warrior culture perfectly. More planets appeared. A beautiful green world with floating cities became Eternal Garden. A dark planet filled with factories became Ironheart. Each name seemed to match what everyone already knew about these worlds. Hana found herself getting bored again. Earth would probably get some simple name like Waterworld or Life Rock. She started checking messages on her tablet. "The world called Zentari becomes Peaceful Dream," the keeper continued. "The world called Mechanis becomes Steel Mind." The process continued for nearly an hour. Hana noticed that representatives from each named world seemed pleased. The Forerunner names made them sound important and special. "And now," the keeper said, his voice suddenly changing tone, "we come to the world the inhabitants call Earth." Hana looked up quickly. Finally, her turn. She wondered what simple name Earth would get. Maybe Blue World, because of all the oceans. But something strange happened. The keeper stopped moving. His starlight form seemed to flicker, like a broken light bulb. For the first time in anyone's memory, the ancient being appeared uncertain. The chamber grew completely silent. Even the floating energy beings stopped humming. Everyone stared at the keeper, waiting. "The Earth entry," the keeper said slowly, "requires special consideration." Hana felt confused. Special consideration? Earth was one of the least important worlds in the galaxy. Humans had only been in space for a few hundred years. Most species could destroy Earth's entire military with a single ship. "What kind of special consideration?" asked General Tay, the Draknari military leader. His deep voice boomed across the chamber. The keeper's form flickered again. For a moment he looked almost afraid. I cannot speak this name in open session. The implications are too significant. Implications? Hana stood up, surprising herself. What implications? Earth is just a small world with primitive technology. What could be significant about our name? Every alien in the chamber turned to look at her. Most had probably forgotten Earth even had a representative present. The attention made Hana feel nervous but also angry. She was tired of being ignored and dismissed. Ambassador Hana, the keeper said, and she was shocked that he knew her name. Your world's true designation in the Forerunner archives is unlike any other. I must study it further before sharing its meaning. That's not fair, Hana said, her voice growing stronger. You've named every other world. Why is Earth different? Why are we being singled out? Murmurs started around the chamber. Some delegates seemed curious now. Others looked annoyed that a human was causing delays. The session is concluded, the keeper announced suddenly. His starlight form began to fade. We shall reconvene when I have properly prepared Earth's revelation. Wait, Hana called out, but the keeper had already vanished. The white light disappeared, leaving only the normal chamber lighting. The chamber erupted in confused conversations. Delegates gathered in small groups, speaking in hushed tones. Many kept looking toward Hana, who still stood in her back row seat. Interesting development, said a voice behind her. Hana turned to see Dr. Bora, a scientist from the research collective. The tall, thin alien had gray skin and large black eyes. I have studied Forerunner records for decades. I have never seen the Keeper refuse to share information. Do you have any idea what this means? Hana asked. Dr. Bora's large eyes blinked slowly. No, but I intend to find out. Your world has just become the most interesting mystery in the galaxy. As delegates began leaving the chamber, Hana noticed something else strange. Many were using their communication devices, probably reporting what had happened. Within hours, news would spread across the galaxy that Earth had some secret the Keeper was afraid to reveal. Hana gathered her things and headed for the exit. She had come to another boring council meeting expecting to be ignored as usual. Instead, she was leaving with the uncomfortable feeling that Earth had just become the center of attention for all the wrong reasons. The universe was about to become very interested in humanity. Hana was not sure that was a good thing. News traveled fast in the galaxy. Within 2 days of the council meeting, every major civilization had heard about Earth's mysterious name. For the first time in centuries, humans were the topic of serious discussion in government halls across the stars. General Tay stood in the war room of the Hegemony flagship, staring at a holographic map of human space. The blue-skinned warrior had fought in dozens of battles, but this puzzle bothered him more than any enemy army. Show me the intelligence reports on Earth, he ordered his staff. Sir, replied his aide, our files on Earth are very thin. We classified them as a non-threat decades ago. That may have been a mistake, Tay said grimly. The Keeper does not get afraid of nothing. If Earth's name requires special consideration, then Earth is hiding something important. On the other side of the galaxy, Dr. Bora worked frantically in her laboratory. Screens covered every wall, displaying ancient Forerunner texts and symbols. She had been studying the extinct civilization for 40 years, and now she sensed she was close to a breakthrough. Computer, search all Forerunner records for mentions of Earth, she commanded. Searching, the computer replied. Found 17 fragments with possible references. The fragments appeared on her main screen. Most were damaged or incomplete, but Dr. Bora could make out some words. One fragment mentioned the world of infinite potential. Another spoke of the nursery of chaos. A third, badly corrupted, seemed to say something about where the universe learned to dream. Dr. Bora felt her heart racing. These descriptions did not match the primitive Earth she knew about. They sounded almost mystical, like the Forerunners thought Earth was special in ways nobody understood. Meanwhile, on the trading station New Harbor, Executive One was having a very different reaction to the news. The short, stocky businessman saw opportunity where others saw mystery. Pull all our trading records with Earth, he told his assistant. I want to know everything we have bought or sold to the humans. Why, sir? Earth trades mostly basic goods, nothing valuable. One smiled. Maybe we have been looking at it wrong. If the keeper thinks Earth is special, then everything connected to Earth might become valuable. Smart traders invest before everyone else figures out what is happening. Back on Earth, Hana was dealing with her own problems. Her communication system had not stopped buzzing since she returned from the council meeting. Representatives from dozens of species were requesting meetings, trade discussions, and cultural exchanges. "This is crazy," she told her assistant as she looked at the pile of messages. "Yesterday, these same people would not return my calls. Now they all want to be Earth's best friend. Should I accept the meetings?" her assistant asked. "Some of them," Hana said carefully. "But I want to know why they are suddenly interested in us. Something is not right about this." The mystery deepened when ancient species began speaking up. The crystalline entities, beings made of living crystal who rarely talk to anyone, sent a message to the council. They claimed their oldest records mentioned a world of dreams that sounded like Earth. Even stranger, the Void Watchers, mysterious creatures who lived in deep space, broke their centuries of silence to say they had been observing the special world for a very long time. Dr. Bora collected every rumor and legend she could find. The more she learned, the more confused she became. According to various ancient sources, Earth was a world where impossible things became possible, a place that influenced other worlds without trying, the source of dreams that spread across the galaxy, a world that the universe itself was watching. None of it made sense. Earth was young compared to most civilizations. Humans had only developed space travel recently. They had no special technology or powers. Yet somehow the oldest beings in the galaxy seemed to know about Earth long before humans reached the stars. General Tay was not interested in legends. He wanted facts. He sent a small fleet of spy ships to watch human space. What they reported back surprised him. "Sir," his intelligence officer said, "human ships are doing things they should not be able to do." "Explain." "Their faster-than-light drives are primitive compared to ours, but somehow they travel farther on less energy. Their weapons are simple, but they punch through shields that should stop them. Their computers are basic, but they solve problems our advanced systems cannot handle." Tay frowned. "Are you saying human technology is better than ours?" "No, sir. I am saying it works better than it should. Like the laws of physics bend around human equipment." Similar reports came from other species. The more closely they looked at Earth, the stranger it appeared. Human agriculture produced more food than the soil should support. Human medicine cured diseases using treatments that barely worked for other species. Human ships survived battles they should have lost. Dr. Bora made a breakthrough when she found an intact Forerunner data crystal. The information was encrypted, but she managed to decode part of it. "Kytharev Shathul," she read aloud. The words felt strange in her mouth, like they contained more meaning than should fit in simple sounds. Her computer tried to translate the phrase. Possible meanings. The forge of impossibilities. Where the impossible becomes inevitable. The place that changes rules. Dr. Bora stared at the translation. Could this be Earth's true name? It would explain why the Keeper was afraid to say it out loud. If Earth was literally a place where impossible things happened, then every civilization in the galaxy needed to know about it. But it also meant something else. If Earth could make impossible things possible, then Earth was potentially the most dangerous world in the universe. News of Dr. Bora's discovery leaked when her research assistant, Yun, accidentally sent the translation to the wrong person. Within hours, the phrase "forge of impossibilities" was spreading through underground networks. The reaction was immediate and intense. Religious leaders declared it either divine or demonic. Military commanders demanded action. Scientists wanted to study Earth immediately. General Tay called an emergency meeting of the hegemony leadership. If Earth can change the laws of physics, he told the assembled generals, then Earth is either our greatest weapon or our greatest threat. We cannot allow such power to remain in primitive hands. Executive 1 had a different idea. He began, buying every Earth-made product he could find, betting that anything created on the Forge of Impossibilities would soon be worth a fortune. The crystalline entities sent another message, this one directly to Earth. "We remember the dreams you sent us long ago. We have been waiting for you to awaken." Hana read the message 3 times before she understood what it implied. Other species thought Earth had been affecting them somehow, even before humans reached space. She sent an urgent message to Earth's government. "We need our best scientists and our best diplomats here immediately. I think we are about to learn something that will change everything." As ships from dozens of civilizations began moving toward Earth's region of space, Hana realized the galaxy was holding its breath. Everyone wanted to know the truth about Earth. The problem was, Hana was beginning to suspect that the truth might be more dangerous than anyone imagined. Hana stood outside the Keeper's private sanctum, her hands shaking slightly. Beside her, Dr. June adjusted his scientific equipment while Commander Kang checked his sidearm for the 3rd time. None of them knew what to expect from this meeting. "The Keeper agreed to see us," Hana reminded herself quietly. "That has to mean something." "It means he is scared," Commander Kang said bluntly. The tough military officer had flown escort for Hana many times, but he had never seen her this nervous. Beings like him do not get scared easily. Dr. June looked up from his scanner readings. "The energy signatures around this place are incredible. I am reading quantum fluctuations that should not be possible." The sanctum door was not really a door at all, just a wall of shifting light. As they approached, the light began to swirl and fade, creating an opening large enough for them to walk through. Inside, the sanctum defied understanding. The walls seemed to show different views of space and time. Hana saw stars being born, civilizations rising and falling, and strange geometric patterns that hurt to look at directly. The Keeper appeared in the center of the room, his starlight form more solid than usual. Up close, Hana could see that he was not just made of light but of tiny points of reality itself, like he was woven from the fabric of the universe. "Ambassador Hana," the Keeper said, his voice carrying echoes of cosmic winds. "You have come seeking truth. Are you prepared for the weight of knowledge?" "We need to know," Hana said firmly. "Our entire species is being watched and judged based on something we do not understand. That is not fair." "Fairness?" the Keeper mused. "A human concept. Very well. But understand that once you know Earth's true nature, you cannot return to ignorance." The Keeper raised both hands and the room around them changed. The walls now showed images of Earth from space, but not the Earth they knew. This Earth glowed with strange energy, and streams of light seemed to flow from it to distant stars. "Your world's true name," the Keeper began, "is Kithara Veshathul. In the ancient tongue, this means the Forge of Impossibilities, or where the impossible becomes inevitable." Dr. June's equipment started beeping frantically. "The quantum readings just spiked," he whispered to Hana. "Earth is not an ordinary world," the Keeper continued. "It sits at a convergence point where the fundamental laws of reality are more flexible than anywhere else in the universe." Commander Kang stepped forward. "What does that mean in simple terms?" The Keeper gestured and new images appeared. They showed human inventions and achievements throughout history. "It means that on Earth, things that should be impossible sometimes become possible. Your species has a tendency to find solutions that violate known physics, to achieve results that mathematics says cannot happen." "But that is just human creativity," Hana protested. "We work hard and find ways to solve problems." "No," the Keeper said gently. "Watch." The images changed to show human space missions. "Your first moon landing should have failed 17 different ways according to galactic engineering standards. Your early computers should not have worked with such primitive components. Your medical advances cure diseases that should be incurable with your level of technology." Dr. June stared at his readings. "Are you saying Earth changes the laws of physics?" "Earth sits in a region where reality is more fluid," the Keeper explained. "This allows unlikely events to occur more frequently. What you call luck, or ingenuity, is actually the universe bending slightly to accommodate possibility. This is hard to believe, Commander Kang said. The Keeper's form brightened. There is more. Earth's influence extends far beyond your world. New images filled the room, showing various alien civilizations throughout history. Every major technological breakthrough in galactic history can be traced to periods when those civilizations had some form of contact with Earth's region of space. Hana felt her mind reeling. Contact? But we only reached space a few centuries ago. Physical contact is not required, the Keeper said. Earth's reality distortion field extends through subspace across vast distances. When other species unconsciously encounter these fluctuations, they experience sudden inspiration, breakthrough discoveries, revolutionary ideas. The images showed ancient alien inventors suddenly understanding new technologies, scientists making impossible discoveries, and artists creating works that should have been beyond their abilities. The Forerunners discovered this first, the Keeper continued. They realized that their greatest achievements came after their exploration ships passed through what is now known as the solar system. They began to study Earth from a distance. What did they find? Dr. June asked, his voice barely above a whisper. They found that Earth was not just influencing individual discoveries. It was guiding the entire development of galactic civilization towards some unknown purpose. The room filled with a massive star map showing the connections between Earth and every major civilization. Streams of energy flowed from Earth's location to thousands of worlds, creating a web that covered the entire galaxy. Every species that has achieved faster than light travel, every civilization that has developed advanced technology, every breakthrough in science or art across the galaxy, all of it traces back to unconscious contact with Earth's influence. Hana sat down heavily, in a chair that appeared behind her. You are saying that human existence has been shaping the entire galaxy without us knowing it? For millions of years, the Keeper confirmed. Long before humans evolved, Earth's unique properties were affecting the development of civilizations. Across the stars, Commander Kang asked the obvious question. Why? What purpose? The Keeper's form flickered with what might have been uncertainty. The Forerunners theorized that the universe is evolving toward a state they called the Great Convergence, a moment when all consciousness and reality will reach perfect harmony. Earth appears to be guiding this evolution. And humans? Hana asked. Humans are Earth's most direct expression of this principle. You are a species that naturally makes impossible things possible. Your creativity, your refusal to accept limitations, your tendency to find solutions that should not work. These are not accidents. These are the universe learning to transcend its own rules. Dr. June looked at his equipment readings again. If this is true, then destroying Earth would cause a quantum backlash that would undo millions of years of technological and evolutionary progress across the galaxy. The Keeper finished. Every civilization would lose the advances they gained through Earth's influence. The implications hit all three humans at once. Earth was not just important to humanity, it was the foundation upon which galactic civilization was built. This is why you were afraid to reveal our name, Hana said. Knowledge of Earth's true nature will terrify some species and inspire others to try controlling it. Either reaction could be catastrophic. Commander Kang stood straighter. So what? Happens now? The Keeper began to fade. Now the galaxy must decide what to do with the knowledge that their entire civilization exists because of a small blue world they considered primitive. As the three humans were transported back to the council chambers, Hana realized they were carrying the most dangerous secret in the universe, and soon everyone would know. The secret lasted exactly 6 hours. Hyun, Dr. Bora's research assistant, was the first to break. During a routine data transfer, he accidentally sent the Keeper's revelation to the research collective's main database. Within minutes, every scientist in the organization had access to the truth about Earth. The reaction was immediate and devastating. Dr. Bora stared at her computer screen in horror as her colleagues began sending panicked messages. "This cannot be real," she whispered. "Our greatest discoveries came from unconscious contact with a primitive world." Across the galaxy, the news spread like wildfire. Government officials, military leaders, religious figures, and ordinary citizens all learned the same shocking truth. Their entire civilization owed its existence to Earth's mysterious influence. On the Dreknari homeworld, General Tai received the news during a military briefing. The proud warrior civilization had built their identity around their superior strength and technology. Learning that their weapons and tactics were inspired by unconscious contact with humans felt like the ultimate insult. "Assemble the fleet," Tai ordered, his blue face darkening with rage. "If our military doctrine comes from these humans, then we must either control them or destroy them." "Sir," his aide asked nervously. "Destroy them. The reports say that would cause technological regression across the galaxy. Better to be free and primitive than slaves to unconscious influence," Tai growled. On the peaceful world of Zentara, the reaction was completely different. The Zentari had always believed their advanced meditation techniques and spiritual wisdom came from divine inspiration. Learning that the inspiration came from Earth confused their entire religious framework. "The humans are prophets," declared High Priest Nara. "They carry the universe's message without knowing it. We must protect them and learn from them." "Or they are demons," argued Elder Sura. "Their influence corrupts natural development. We must cleanse ourselves of their taint." The Zentari split into two factions, with violent arguments breaking out. In their usually peaceful temples, the crystalline entities had perhaps the strangest reaction. These ancient beings of living crystal had always claimed their energy manipulation abilities were gifts from the dream world. Now they knew that dream world was Earth. "We remember the first dreams," their spokesperson announced. "Before humans existed, Earth was already teaching us. Now the students have become teachers themselves." But even they were divided. Some wanted to worship Earth as the source of all wisdom. Others wanted to study it like a natural phenomenon. A few believed Earth should be quarantined to prevent further contamination of natural development. On New Harbor Station, Executive 1 watched the chaos with growing excitement. Panic was always good for business if you knew how to take advantage of it. "Buy everything," he told his traders. "Every piece of human technology, every Earth-made product, every patent from human companies. If Earth influences everything, then everything from Earth will be worth a fortune." Within hours, the price of human goods increased by thousands of %. Simple Earth tools that had cost a few credits now sold for more than advanced alien technology. Meanwhile, Hana found herself trapped in the council chambers as representatives from hundreds of species demanded answers she did not have. "How long have humans known about their influence?" shouted the Melody ambassador, his forearms waving angrily. "We did not know until today," Hana replied for the 10th time. "Lies!" screamed the Korbani delegate. "You must have known. How else could you hide it so well?" Commander Kang stood beside Hana, his hand near his weapon. The mood in the chamber was growing dangerous. Several species had already called for Earth to be invaded, occupied, or destroyed. Dr. June worked frantically at his portable lab station, trying to verify the Keeper's claims with scientific measurements. What he found made the situation even worse. "Hana," he whispered urgently, "I am detecting massive quantum fluctuations throughout the galaxy. The revelation itself is causing instability." "What kind of instability?" "The subspace channels that carry Earth's influence are overloading. Some civilizations are experiencing temporary technology failures. Others are having sudden breakthroughs. The entire galactic infrastructure is fluctuating. On the industrial world of Mechanus, robot factories suddenly stopped working for no apparent reason. The machines that had operated flawlessly for centuries began producing random, useless objects. The Earth influence is gone," reported Chief Engineer Kilo. "Our automated systems were dependent on it. Without the quantum fluctuations, our technology cannot function properly." On the research world of academia, the opposite happened. Scientists who had been struggling with problems for years suddenly understood complex equations. New discoveries poured in faster than they could be recorded. "It is like a dam burst," Dr. Vera told her colleagues. "All the inspiration we normally receive gradually is hitting us at once." The chaos spread as different worlds experienced different effects. Some civilizations found their technology failing. Others experienced rapid, uncontrolled advancement. A few simply went insane as their entire understanding of reality collapsed. Religious groups across the galaxy declared various interpretations of the revelation. The Harmony Seekers proclaimed Earth as the universe's chosen world, destined to lead all species to enlightenment. The Purist movement declared Earth an infection that must be removed to restore natural order. The Unity Church claimed humans were unconscious prophets who must be guided by more advanced species. The Isolation sect demanded complete separation from Earth to preserve their civilization's integrity. Military fleets began moving toward human space from multiple directions. Some came to protect Earth, others to study it, and many to destroy it. General Tay's hegemony fleet was the largest and most aggressive. "We will not be slaves to primitive influence," he broadcasted to his ships. "Earth will surrender to proper management or face annihilation." But Admiral Kira of the Defense Coalition assembled her own fleet to oppose him. "Earth's influence has given us everything we value. Destroying it would be cosmic suicide." The two fleets met at the edge of human space, neither willing to back down. Executive 1 used the military buildup to drive prices even higher. "Invest in Earth while you can," he advertised. "Soon it will either be the most protected world in the galaxy, or it will not exist at all." In the council chambers, the debate had turned into barely controlled chaos. Species that had been allies for centuries now threatened each other over what to do about Earth. "We demand Earth be placed under collective protection," announced Dr. Bora. "Earth belongs under hegemony control," General Tay's representative countered. "Earth should be left alone," Hana insisted, but her voice was drowned out by shouting. The Keeper appeared suddenly in the center of the chamber, his starlight form blazing brighter than anyone had ever seen it. "Silence," his voice boomed, and every being in the chamber felt the weight of cosmic authority. "You fools," the Keeper said, his usual calm replaced by obvious anger. "Your panic is accelerating the very instability you fear. The quantum fluctuations are spreading. If this continues, the entire galactic civilization will collapse within days." The chamber fell deadly quiet. Earth's influence has been stable for millions of years because it operated unconsciously. Your knowledge of it is disrupting the natural flow. Unless you reach a decision quickly, the choice will be made for you by chaos. Hana stood up slowly. She felt the weight of the entire galaxy's future on her shoulders. "What kind of decision?" she asked. The Keeper turned his brilliant gaze toward her. "Whether to accept Earth's role in the universe's evolution, or to reject it and face the consequences." As fleets gathered outside human space and civilizations across the galaxy experienced technological chaos, Hana realized that the next few hours would determine the fate of every living being in the cosmos. The universe was holding its breath, waiting to see if wisdom or fear would win. The council chamber had never been so quiet. Representatives from 847 civilizations sat in absolute silence, waiting for someone to speak first. Outside, massive fleets hung in space like storm clouds, ready to unleash destruction on each other, and possibly on Earth itself. Hana looked around the chamber, seeing fear and anger on hundreds of different faces. Some aliens stared at her with hatred, as if she personally was responsible for their crisis. Others looked at her with desperate hope, as if she held the solution to their problems. She stood up slowly, feeling the weight of trillions of lives depending on what she said next. "I understand your fear," she began, her voice carrying clearly through the silent chamber. "Learning that your civilization depends on something you cannot control is terrifying. But destroying Earth will not make you free. It will only destroy everything you have built." General Tay's representative rose from his seat. "Easy words from the species that has been controlling us without our knowledge." "We were not controlling anyone," Hana replied firmly. "We did not even know we had any influence. Humans have been struggling just like everyone else, trying to survive and build better lives." Dr. June stepped forward, his scientific equipment still beeping with readings from the galactic quantum fluctuations. "I have discovered something important. The instability we are experiencing is not just from knowledge of Earth's influence. There is something else." The Keeper's starlight form turned toward him. "Speak, human scientist." "Earth's quantum signature is not random," Dr. June said, his voice growing stronger as he shared his discovery. "It follows a pattern. The influence flows out to other worlds, but it also flows back. Every species that Earth has influenced is also influencing Earth in return." Murmurs spread through the chamber. This was new information. "What does that mean?" asked Dr. Bora. Dr. June activated a holographic display that showed the entire galaxy. "Look at this. The quantum entanglement is not one way. Earth sends out creative energy, but it receives wisdom, knowledge, and experience from every civilization it touches." The display showed streams of energy flowing in both directions between Earth and thousands of worlds. "Humans are not controlling galactic development," Dr. June continued. "We are all developing together. Earth provides the ability to make things possible, but other species provide the knowledge of what should be possible." The Keeper's form brightened with what might have been surprise. "This explains much. Earth alone could not guide galactic evolution. It required the combined wisdom of all species." Commander Kang understood the implications first. "So if Earth is destroyed, every species loses not just the influence they received, but also the contributions they made. The entire network collapses." "Correct," the Keeper said. "But there is more. Dr. June has discovered something the Forerunners never fully understood. Earth is not just preparing the galaxy for the Great Convergence, it is the Great Convergence." Silence fell again as the chamber tried to process this revelation. "The universe is evolving toward a state where all consciousness works together," the Keeper explained. "Earth has been building this network unconsciously for millions of years. When the network is complete, all species will share knowledge, creativity, and wisdom instantly." "A galactic mind," Dr. Bora whispered. "Not a single mind," the Keeper corrected. "A community of minds, each unique but all connected. This is the universe's ultimate goal. Not conquest or dominance, but cooperation beyond anything previously imagined." General Tay's representative stood again. "And if we refuse this fate? If we choose independence over connection?" Dr. June checked his readings. "The quantum fluctuations are getting worse. The network is trying to complete itself whether we cooperate or not. Fighting it is causing the instability." "So we have no choice?" asked the Zentari representative. "You always have a choice," Hana said quietly. "But some choices lead to growth and others lead to destruction." The Keeper raised both hands, and new images filled the chamber. They showed two possible futures. In the first, Earth was destroyed. The quantum network collapsed instantly. Advanced civilizations lost their technology and fell back into primitive states. Billions died as life support systems failed. The galaxy became a dark, empty place where isolated species struggled alone against the hostile universe. In the second future, the network was allowed to complete itself. Species maintained their independence and unique cultures, but shared. Knowledge and inspiration flowed freely between worlds. Problems that no single civilization could solve became manageable when all minds worked together. The galaxy became a place of incredible creativity and growth. "The choice is simple," the Keeper said. "Accept the universe's gift of connection, or reject it and face isolation." "But if we accept?" asked Executive 1. "What happens to trade, to competition, to individual achievement?" Hana smiled slightly. "Humans have been unconsciously connected to this network for our entire history. We still have trade, competition, and individual achievement. Connection does not mean losing yourself. It means having help when you need it." Dr. Bora stood up. "I spent my life studying Forerunner technology, believing they were superior to us. Now I learn their achievements came from the same source as ours. We are all part of something larger. The research collective votes to accept the network," she announced. One by one, other species began to speak. "The crystalline entities accept. We have felt the dreams for millions of years. It is time to fully embrace them." The Zentari accept. "Unity with diversity is our highest teaching." The Trade Federation accepts. "A connected galaxy means infinite opportunities." But not everyone agreed. The hegemony rejects this, General Tay's representative declared. We will not surrender our independence. The Purist Alliance rejects connection. Natural development must be preserved. The Isolation Sect demands separation from Earth influence. The chamber split into two groups, those who accepted the network and those who rejected it. The Keeper watched sadly as the division became clear. Very well. Those who reject the network will be disconnected from it, but understand that this choice is permanent. Once severed, the connection cannot be restored. We accept those terms, said the hegemony representative. Suddenly, the Keeper's form blazed with power. Energy flowed from him to every being in the chamber, and each representative felt something change inside their minds. Those who had accepted the network felt a warm, welcoming presence. The combined wisdom and creativity of hundreds of species now available to them, they remained themselves, but they were no longer alone. Those who had rejected it felt nothing. The absence was so complete that several gasped in shock. They had not realized how much support they had been receiving until it was gone. It is done, the Keeper announced. Earth will be granted sovereign sanctuary status. No species may interfere with human development. In return, humans will serve as guardians of the network, helping new species join when they are ready. The chamber remained silent as representatives processed what had just happened. The universe had just split into two types of civilizations, those connected to the growing galactic community, and those choosing to remain isolated. General Tay's representative tried to contact his fleet and found that his communication systems were failing. Without Earth's influence, hegemony technology was breaking down. Dr. Bora, on the other hand, felt her mind opening to new possibilities. Problems that had puzzled her for years suddenly had obvious solutions. Hana looked around the chamber one last time. Half the representatives were smiling as they experienced the joy of true connection. The other half sat in stunned silence as they realized what they had lost. The vote is concluded, the Keeper said. Those who accepted the network will find their worlds growing closer together. Those who rejected it will find their civilizations slowly declining as they lose the benefits they had been receiving. As representatives began leaving the chamber, Hana noticed something beautiful. The species that had joined the network naturally began helping each other, sharing resources and knowledge. The species that had rejected it left alone, already starting to argue among themselves. Commander Kang stood beside her. So what happens now? Now we go home, Hana said, and we help build the future the universe has been waiting for. As Earth's delegation prepared to leave, Hana realized that humanity's greatest adventure was just beginning. They were no longer the unknown species in the back row of the galactic community. They were the heart of the universe's next evolutionary step, and the cosmos had finally learned to speak with one voice, a voice that included every being willing to listen. The universe fell silent not from fear but from the deep peace of finally understanding its own purpose.